Hi, this is Pierre-Etienne from Hypnotherapy Without Borders. Welcome to this short presentation on the mind-body connection. During this presentation, we'll talk about what the body is, what the mind is versus the brain, how they communicate between each other, and most importantly, what you can do about it, what it means for you. So I'd like to start with the conclusions or the key findings because I'd like you to bear these in mind. First of all, the mind-body connection is well established. What I mean by that is that it's a well researched and well documented scientific fact. Second of all, relax. Your mind and your body are amazing. And I don't mean by that you look good. You might look good. But what I mean by that is that you really have an amazing machinery. And without you thinking about it, is just quite breathtaking what you're able to do without you knowing it. And the third point is like you can have a negative or a positive impact on this mind body connection. And what I mean by that is that the way you use the connection between your mind and your body can allow you to have a truly profound impact on your life. So let's find out how. So let us first define the terms of this presentation's title, starting with your body. Um, and you may be among those who think that, you know, your brain wrapped in meat with tentacles for eating and moving and fornicating, and you're not very far from the truth, if there's such a thing. Um, you might think that, you know, we're this just made of stardust, and actually some people would argue that we're up to 90 or 93% of the mass of in our body is made out of stardust. Um, And by extension, you might think like the famous and great poet Rumi that you know you should stop acting so small because you're the universe in ecstatic motion, or maybe you're somewhere in between, um, somewhere in the middle of this spectrum. But what you need to understand is that really your body, when you say your body, this we imply quite a few things, and just within this one body, you have several body systems, um, starting with your integumentary system, which is the external body covering, the skeletal system that protects and supports body organs, the muscular system to move objects and to move our own bodies, your nervous system that's activating muscles and glands, endocrine system that's secreting hormones, your cardiovascular system that transport all the oxygen and carbon dioxide and waste and nutrients throughout your body, your lymphatic system that would really like kind of filter, the respiratory system that goes without saying for you to breathe, your immune system that keeps you strong, that attacks foreign substances in your body, your digestive system that breaks down the food to chemicals that can enter the bloodstream, and the urinary system or the excretory system, and of course the reproductive system for you to have little babies. And that's all really, that's all you. So your body is made out of organs and made out of tissues. And these organs and tissues are made out of cells. And scientists agree that really cells are the smallest unit that's alive. Um, Cells have a life of their own. They produce their own energy with their own immune system. They reproduce themselves, um, and they regenerate themselves constantly. Each cell has a very different life cycle. Maybe the cells lining your stomach need to be replaced every 4 or 5 days because of the acidity. Um, Cells in your so what about the mind? What about the brain? Well, the brain. scientists will agree that the brain is the center of consciousness. But what is that? What is this brain? What is this tangible 3 pound lump of protein, sugar, and water versus really the mind that is the machine that's capable of thought, that's intangible? And really, scientists would say that the mind is the brain in action. It's, as I said, the center of consciousness. And we used to think that, um, we used to think that there's actually a fluid in the brain, and the brain is pumping this fluid, and this fluid creates the the thoughts that's moving. But actually, we know that since 1670, that really it's the nerve fiber that carry the information. And if you look at your brain is made out of nerve cells, made out of neurons, and we're not all equal when it comes to neurons. Um, if you take this little um, fruit fly, this little fruit fly has approximately 100,000 neurons. This cockroach has about 1 million neurons. This little mouse, 75 million neurons. This little kitty has approximately 1 billion neurons. A chimpanzee has approximately 7 billion neurons. And the elephant has approximately 23 billion neurons. What about us? Well, we have approximately 85 billion neurons. The figures go between 85 to 100 billion neurons. But according to some research in 2009 by Brazilian researcher Dr. Susana Herculano Hausel, they settled it at about 85 billion neurons. That's almost as many as there are stars in our galaxy. And there's really a fascinating similarity of patterns here that maybe could be a good material for a future presentation. But bear in mind that really you're spending about 25% of all your energy, all the energy expenditure goes toward fueling these 85 billion neurons, give or take a few billion. Epidermis in your skin lasts for about a week. Red blood cells live for approximately 4 months in your body. Your bones. A bone completely remodels itself and replaces all of its cells, every 10 years or so. For many muscles, it takes maybe up to 15 years to be regenerated. And some hardly regenerate, like your teeth, cardiac tissues, and neurons. They regenerate at a very slow rate.